Hey guys, thanks for joining in with us. We've got Ben Hartwig, Logan Hickey, and I'm Josh LaGrange. We wanted to do a video to give Logan a chance to share some of what's going on in his life and some plans for the future and things. So Logan, why don't you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, so about a year ago, my family and I learned of 20 Schemes Ministry at a Together for the Gospel event in Louisville. And we learned of the need in Scotland. We haven't really thought of there being a need in Scotland, but we heard of the need through 20 Schemes, and they had a booth set up. Garrett, my oldest son, and I went to visit the booth and talked to a couple of the workers there. Didn't really think too much as far as like actually moving there. Thought it was kind of crazy for actually like talking to them, right? And days went on, and it never really left my brain. And so we contacted the ministry, asked them a lot of questions, expecting it not to work out, and expecting there to be a roadblock, a closed door. That never happened. My wife and I prayed about it more. We read a book called Church in Hard Places by Mez McConnell and Mike McKinley, I believe is his name. And a very good book, and just really got us thinking more about the ministry. We made contact again with 20 Schemes and had one of the workers met with them and just asked some more questions, discussed some more things. Decided to go on with the application process, fill out the application, and then from there we went through the however many stages of application process it was, and my wife and I went to Scotland as a final stage of the process last month, and there we went through a formal interview as well as different scenarios working in the communities. And after that, we were offered a gospel worker position with the ministry. Spent some time praying about it, about 25 days praying about it, and sought counseling, wisdom, decided that this is the direction that we need to go. We need to go into the next step, which is fundraising.
Well, obviously you've identified that there is a need there. Can you tell us a little bit more about the need that there is in Scotland for the gospel?
Yeah, so Scotland doesn't really sound like a place that would have a need for the gospel. It has a rich Christian heritage. And when you go to Scotland, in Edinburgh, my wife and I got to tour around a little bit, and there's just Christian history all over the place. But currently, less than 3% of Scots would claim to be an evangelical Christian. And in the poorer communities called Schemes in Scotland, the percentage is even less. There are several thousand of these communities in Scotland. Many of them do not have any gospel witness in them at all. 20 Schemes comes in then with the vision of planting and revitalizing gospel-centered, gospel-preaching churches to serve, to evangelize, to reach the community. Whenever they revitalize a church or whenever they plant a church, they always send in a team. The team lives within the community that they are trying to reach, that they're trying to plant or revitalize a church within. There will be a church planter and a gospel worker. Both are long-term positions. And then there generally 2 interns, usually about a 2-year time frame there. And then there's also sometimes a short-term interns that come in for 9 to 15 weeks to help out in the work as well. But each team lives within the community that they will be trying to reach. Whenever my wife and I were in Scotland, we met several locals. We met one guy. I'm not going to share his name, but he's around my age, and it wasn't until he was 31 years old that he even met a Christian.
It's crazy.
And so there really are pretty much unreached people groups, communities within Scotland. So the need is quite overwhelming, actually.
So this stage in the process where you are right now, Christians hear this. We long to partner in the gospel. We long to be a part of Message of Christ going forward. How can people partner with you in this?
Yeah, so number one, we need people to pray. And number two, we need people to give. You can have a car, but the car ain't going nowhere if it don't have no fuel in it, right?
Yeah.
And it needs gas to go. And that gas in our scenario is funding. We need financial partners. We need to reach a fundraising goal before we can start the visa process. Our goal is to be able to be 80% funded by next year at this time. Actually, our goal is to be fully funded by next year at this time, but we have to be at least 80% to get the visa process started, so people can start giving now to help us to get to Scotland. To do that, you can go to 20schemes.com, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Click on Get Involved, Give, and then just kind of follow the natural flow of how to give there. They can preference our names, and then that helps us get to Scotland that way. If you want more information, you can also message, and I will get back with you. Somebody will get back with you. We are beginning to meet with people to kind of give an overview of the ministry, or the need in Scotland, what our involvement will be there, our plans, and I'm willing to meet with anybody in person, phone call, correspondence, messaging, however, I'm available to discuss the need, and we mainly just need people to come behind us and to pray for us and to help us financially. If you're interested in doing that, you can message or go to 20schemes.com.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching.